So for this adventure, we're going to be looking at different bits along the South Staffordshire Line. The South Staffordshire Line runs from Dudley, Walsall, out towards Lichfield, and it's been safeguarded for trams, tram trains, but essentially the route is safeguarded. The first thing we're going to look at, which is very cool, and it's kind of an indication as well of what's going on with the South Staffordshire Railway. We're just on the outskirts of Wednesbury at the minute, and this thing that I've got to show you, buddy, is really cool. The cool thing about this, what they've actually done, is they have redone this footbridge that crosses the South Stafford Railway. Now, sometimes when they want to put a foot crossing across, they just obliterate the railway. But what they've done is they've made it so the railway can come back underneath here in the future. And this is the direction towards Dudley. And this goes towards Lichfield. So what do you think how they've now done a new footbridge?
Crazy.
It's really good though, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is definitely what I would say is looking after things for the future. Very cool. Now the next part that we're exploring of the South Staffordshire Line is up near Brownhills. So we're just off of the A5 Watling Street. We've bypassed the part of Walsall, and we're actually gone onto a canal because I've seen there may be something pretty cool along here. This is called Middleton Bridge. Very old school. Now the line from here is a cycle path and footway. Look at these old steps here. Oh, low bridge. Now, the strange thing about this is this canal actually crosses over the old railway line. As we cross underneath the canal, this line continued to Lichfield, and just ahead is gated off because that was as far as the line actually went. So what they did is obviously they closed it in the 60s, as did a fair few railways, but they kept a piece going for Anglesey sidings, which is just past this bridge, which is the A5. So if we go up to the fence there, you'll be able to see the limit of how far the South Staffordshire Line stayed before it essentially became mothballed So yeah, back in the 2000s, the line was mothballed, but there are rumblings from time to time about bringing it back. So it'd be good to see this come back. But it's very rare to have a cycle footpath where they haven't actually taken everything out. Normally they just totally strip it all out. But here we are. Underneath the A5. Not a great deal of light here. But I would hazard a guess that this was double track. What do you reckon?
Yeah, same.
And as we come out into the light, that I assume is part of the footpath. Tracks actually continue through the undergrowth on their way to Lichfield. I honestly did not expect as much of this to be here as is. Stephen's pointed something out about the bridge here. So you've got this massive like dual carriageway bit here. It probably doesn't show up on the camera at all. I'll try and get a picture of it. But there's a small extra bit on there. And what that basically would have been is the old Watling Street back when it was just like a little single carriageway. So yeah, it's amazing to see how much has changed around here. Stephen was saying something about how difficult it is to notice this.
Yeah, it's very hard to spot. Like, you would just think it's a river or something.
Yeah. And the only way you seem to be able to get down to this is from the canal, or if you walk to, or if you come from Walsall or somewhere like that. So yeah, this is a lovely little hidden gem. Definitely in the top 3 for me, I would say. After going down what appeared to be the most narrow road on the planet, if you can even call it a road, up there, called Lion's Den, we are at Hammerwich. And the giveaway is the station road. So we're going to have a look and see what's left. Now, the station building is a private residence, and I know that the platforms have been taken away, but I believe there is something very interesting at the end of this road. unbelievably, the station footbridge is still open and safe to use. We're going to climb it. Isn't that nuts?
Yeah.
I've never seen anything quite like it. The railway has been mothballed, and yet, yeah, one footbridge. Let's see what there is to see once we get up there. Bet you didn't expect to see this, did you?
No.
I believe this gives public access to the church nearby. Oh, and we're at the top. That's in the Walsall direction. And then over here is towards Lichfield. Happy with that?
Yeah.
And as Stephen has just pointed out, there's still some track in place. Isn't that crazy? And the last bit we wanted to look at, we're just on the outskirts of Lichfield, and this has probably got to be the best bit because there is a level crossing here with everything mostly in place. How about this? You've actually got the signal box still in place, even though it's, you know, in a bad state of repair. And there's a hidden level crossing sign in there. Tracking the road. Who knows? Maybe reopening one day. That way's towards Walsall. Very good, isn't it?
Yes.